Welcome to Fanbase with Rivet, the show made for emerging music artists. Join us as we chat with music's finest, sharing expert insights and personal journeys for growing your fan base and building stronger connections with your supporters. If you're an emerging artist, stay tuned. Welcome. Oh, no. Welcome to the Fanbase with Rivet podcast. Yeah, new name, episode 5. We got Big Homie Doe in the cut.
Yes.
And Joey Purp.
You're
How you guys doing today?
Feeling good.
I'm feeling good.
How's the weekend?
The weekend was good, man. It was good. It was eventful. A lot of stuff to do and stuff.
Was that the highlight?
For sure. Ran into you with the SD card. I was like, I gotta remember, we gotta get to it on Monday. Right early. Stay locked in.
I love it. So I'll show you halfway through, or at 3 points, we have trivia questions. Just break up the questions.
Okay.
So you're ready. If you did some homework on yourself, and then we'll just get started. So one thing that's very distinctive about you is your name. And I'm wondering, what was it almost? And how'd you settle on Joey Purp?
Like, what else was my name?
Yeah.
I remember I was like Joseph Purp or something like that. It was really just variations of Joey Purp. That's what always been my name. People call me Purp before I started rapping. It was just kind of a nickname. And so it just ended up my rap name. But I remember I was trying to think of a rap name at one point, but all my friends' rap names was their names too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like Vic's name is Vic Mensa, his name is Vic Mensa. Chance's name is Chance. So I wasn't going to be like, you know, the doctor or something. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to make up a name or whatever. And my only nickname was Purp, so I just started rapping as that.
How'd that start?
How'd I start rapping?
No, Purp.
I don't know, it's just a nickname. I like the color purple a lot. We smoked weed back then, purple weed. It was just like a nickname. I don't know. You know, it was just like, it just kind of happened.
There's no layers to it.
Yeah. I mean, when I looked into it too, like, you know, there's like the indigo movement and stuff, or the idea of being like an indigo child, like spiritually awakened. Then purple is like the color of royalty in like a lot of different cultures from the East, whether it's like Africa or Asian and stuff like that. So I always resonated with the color in general, and then that's kind of where it turns to.
Oh.
That's dope. I like that a lot. How does it feel now looking back? Like you mentioned Purple 10 years ago, the Purple tape.
Yeah.
Over 10 years ago.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What was it like putting that out?
It was wild. I remember being like, my friends rap, I gotta rap too. Like all my friends told me to rap.
Started.
No, hell no, definitely not. All my friends rap first. When I met Vic, he was rapping. We was 12, 13. When I met Chance, we was probably 14. He was rapping already. And so they was like, you gotta rap. So then once I started rapping, I had like 12 songs. And I was like, I gotta put them out. By the time I'm 18, I gotta drop my first mixtape on my 18th birthday. And so I hurried up and dropped like anything I had. We didn't know what mixing or mastering or none was.
Who was on production?
A lot of people, but mainly like, there was probably some Thelonious songs on there. I think definitely 1 or 2 Thelonious songs. Then Boog from Them People, a lot of Them People production. That was a point in time where we was getting beats from anybody too, like on the internet, like hit somebody up on Twitter or something, or somebody that emailed you like, yo, I got beats, and one of them might be good. You just make whatever you can.
Joey Purp at Gmail.
Nah, for real, like Joey Purp beats at Gmail or something like that. Like, probably not even that. It was probably still the same email I used for high school. Nah, it was probably like whatever my email was, my Yahoo or some shit. You know what I mean? Like whatever my email was in high school, I probably had the same email. I didn't even have the idea of like a rap email address.
That's crazy.
I used my email. You know what I'm saying? It was my email address. So yeah, I probably got some beats sent to my Hair Watch the email address. No cap.
And what was it like then putting it together, like in that like first?
It was honestly, thinking back, it was like it wasn't really like a thought out process. Like the last 2 tapes was real tapes. We like really, I saw what it looked like to really put together a body of work that was like had legs and could reach further audiences, and I knew what quality sounded like and stuff like that, or at least higher quality than then. And now when I just like everything I had that was recorded, that was like finished, I put together and put out.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to have a mixtape.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was different, man. It was cool. It was good to get my feet wet though and just see what don't work. Like see what not to do.
Is there anything that you was doing back then in the creative process that you still do now?
For sure. Probably like the writing process then probably still the same, like just listening to beats. Whatever I hear on the beat, I just try to say it. Like whatever I feel like needs to be said. And then sometimes I have something that I want to say and then I find a beat for it. So it's kind of the same, but just a little more fine tuning now, you know what I mean?
Dope.
Yeah, what was that time for you when you figured out what mixing and mastering was? Like, how did that blow your mind?
It did blow my mind. I was like, oh. But then, you know what? I will say this too. Then I freestyle everything too. I did everything in one take. So that's the main difference. Like the Purple tape, I put the beat on, and if I like the beat, I was like, wait, stop it. Let me get in the booth.
Okay.
And then I just start rapping. And then I'll think of an idea and just finish it. And so now it's kind of like I'll sit and write more stuff. Okay. But the mixing and mastering thing is crazy because you hear something. See, this the wild thing. It's like it gives you so much insight to life because what you don't know, you don't know. And you don't know it. So for instance, if somebody's colorblind and you show them a hoodie, they're not going to know what color the hoodie is. And they don't even know that they don't know what this color look like because they've never experienced it. Yeah. Now, if you lose your vision, you know, like, oh, this hoodie's black, this part is pink, and they can imagine that. But if you never mixed or mastered anything or didn't know the difference and you've only heard finished music, you don't know what the difference is between the shit you listening to and that. You're like, why don't this sound like that?
Am I a bad person?
Yeah, can I not rap? You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I remember even that process, recording a song and hearing it and being like, nah, this shit weak. And the engineer at the time being like, nah, just let me like fix the vocals and shit. Like sometimes you gotta like mix it a little bit. And I'm like, nah, this shit weak. Yeah, I'm doing something else. I'm not. So there's songs I never finished because it was like, nah, this is terrible, man. I'm not doing this. And the whole time it was just like my raw vocals on the beat. Right? It sounded like I'm rapping in the room.
Like, rapping over a 2-track. Like,
and I'm rapping in a closet or something.
Reverb crazy.
I'm rapping in the same room as the engineer with a curtain in between.
There's only so much.
I'm rapping facing the wall. Like if you recorded me on that computer, I'm rapping right here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wondering why it don't sound the same as when I'm listening to Graduation or My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I'm like, man, gee, I want it to sound like this. Listening to Wu-Tang and stuff. I'm like, yeah, they recorded this in the basement, but they sent it to on somebody that had tape reels and like $1 million mixing board and stuff. So yeah, man, but it's crazy. It's good to see the process because it's just like, it's like anything else. You know, you start at a certain level and then you build. It's like every other process of getting better at something. You start at a fundamental level and then you get more and more complex. And as you see, it becomes more natural as you get up there, but then you look down and you see how far you are from that elementary level and you're like, damn, this is crazy.
Yeah, that's really cool. And one of the things that I think is interesting about you as well is just how focused you are on being musically fluid, genre-less, quote unquote. And I'm curious, like, what do you think is responsible for that, feeling that way?
Man, probably like my family, like my brothers, to be honest. Like having family, having older homies. When I was growing up, and my parents, when I was growing up, I listened to hella different music. Like I was born, I had a brother that was 6 years older than me. My oldest brother, like 17 years older than me. Okay. So we had so much different music. And then my parents older too. Like both my parents was born in 51 and 55. So, you know, they coming with that music. You know what I mean? Like everything from Stevie Wonder, Jethro Tull, like all the old music. And then my brothers both coming with all this music, like all the rap, R&B, like all of our genre, our area of music. And then also like rock, like punk rock stuff, like just everything. I had so much musical influence. So when I started making music, the first thing I did was imitation. I would like something, and I'm gonna try to do it like that. Yep. The first song I ever made was like, it sounded like a do or die song. Because I was like, I'm from Chicago, this is how we rap. And then, no, actually the first rap I ever did sounded like Twister. And then the next one sounded like Do or Die. And then I started trying to...
You was doing the fast thing before.
Yeah, for sure. Not like super fast, but like part of the verse was like that for sure. And then I just started finding my own thing and stuff like that.
And what are some of those like other influences that like got you, like people?
On the rap side or just in general?
In general and on the rap side.
On the rap side, Hov for sure, Wayne, Kanye. Those are like the big three. And then Thug, Future, people like that. Wu-Tang, heavy on the Wu-Tang. Big L. I guess everybody, really like everybody from top to bottom. Kendrick so much.
Nip,
100%.
Yeah.
That wasn't when I was a child because he came out when I was in high school. Yeah. But yeah, for sure. And then on the in general side, I was always into like people that had big characters, big personalities and stuff. Like I was into like athletes and boxers and stuff like Floyd, Muhammad Ali. I was always into like Lou Reed, Andy Warhol, like people that had kind of like personas about them that had like this, they were this person. You know what I mean? Because some people you could tell they put it on. Yeah. And some people like you see them outside and they that person. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like my pops used to tell me stories about Ali being in Chicago and he like working at the theater and he come to the theater and he like shadow box with him and stuff like that. You can't fuck with me, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's really that competitive and stuff. Like he like, man, I can tell you looking at me like you think you can fuck with me, man. You can't mess with me. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like
show you something real quick.
And they just at the movies, like he down there on a date or something. You know what I mean? He just like, man,
hold on, little mama.
Yeah.
I gotta go take care of
So he's like, man, it's cool like hearing stories like people like that were like really who they were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're watching this, you have an audience interacting with you, coming to your events, buying stuff from you, and tons more.
Rivet plugs into all that and tells you who your top fans are so that you can target them in a more personalized way. Join our exclusive beta today at rivet.app and take your community and creative business to the next level for free.
And it's actually also really interesting just how you mentioned your parents, your other siblings. I know for a lot of artists, there's certain albums or things that you're like, this changed my life, this made me, like, had the most impact on me. Was there any one of those older things they put you on that you're like, this?
Hell yeah. Well, I guess it's different. So like, every person is probably something different. From my oldest brother is Hov. I remember Blueprint 2, or Blueprint 1 riding around listening to it in his car, Blueprint 2. And then my middle brother, it would be Wu-Tang. That was like the oldest song I know is Triumph. I remember being in like for real, like being
I remember that video.
Bro, I remember being in a talent show when I was a little kid at my after school program with a cylinder block rapping like in the talent show. And I was rapping Triumph and they had to stop me because I didn't know what I was saying. But I'm like saying crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro. And that was cool. They was rocking with that. Then I started getting to the like other parts, you know what I'm saying?
How old is he?
Yeah, for real. I'm probably like 4 or 5 or something like that. No cap.
They're like, wait, no.
Yeah. So that was probably that. And then my mom, she put me on so much music like Joe Jackson, Rolling Stones. She put me on the Rolling Stones. She kind of put me on, well, my pops like Stevie Wonder too, but she kind of put me on Stevie Wonder too. And then same with my pops, big on the Stevie, Marvin Gaye, Curtis Mayfield, like all the Superfly era black music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I got a lot of music from them, man. They like really it was a big melting pot of musical influence.
Yeah. And as you're taking all of that in and building your identity as a solo artist, how's it been different for you thinking about you as Joey Purp, but also as part of Leather Chords?
Really, we kind of didn't even think about it as like a group thing because we do so much. That was like what we did anyway. We already did so much music together and we homies anyway. So we didn't really put that much thought into it. But one thing we did do as in a group was like, we really going to be all the way genreless. Like in my music, I'm genreless within like the confines of rap. Like you might find a rap song that's like the Neptunes. You might find a rap song that's like Just Blaze. You might find some shit. You know what I mean? Like all the different palettes of rap music, auto-tune, some trap shit, some shit that sound like it's from Atlanta or whatever. You know what I mean? Memphis. But then with that, we was like, let's make a barbershop quartet song. Let's make like like all type of different songs. Let's just do it. So that was like the difference there. We took the same approach, but took it even further, like outside of rap.
Yeah. That's cool. And what has that been like, exploring that side of things?
I mean, we haven't done that exactly in a minute, but that was fun though. That was another time where we would just hop in the booth and do anything. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, we was halfway joking a lot of times. We'd be like, what if we did this? And then record it. And it was cool because we just learned that you could do whatever. Like, you could just figure it out and do some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the funnest ones to like collaborate with people that
For sure.
already.
But I will say though, like, that stuff is fun to make, but the most rewarding is when you lock in on something and like make exactly what you're trying to say. Because like those songs are fun to me. It's fun to make them and it's fun to do them and it's fun to have done them. But when I hear a beat that I'm like, this is where I say what I need to say in this space. Like this is the space where I really get my rocks off. And those are the ones that are most fun to make. Because I write those, and when I'm writing them, I just stop and just start laughing like, oh,
I did that.
this shit about to be stupid. I'll be like, Dex, G, this shit about to be crazy. I'm not even going to hold you.
There got to be a crazy feeling like when you still in the creation process and you just get super excited like in the moment. You're
Geeked
like,
up.
no, I got to finish this.
Yeah, and then you got to lock in, too, because you can't let that feeling escape. Because it's fleeting. You know what I'm saying? You'll get inspired, and then it's as quick as saying some shit in your head and forgetting it.
Yeah, or forgetting the delivery.
Yeah, for sure, or forgetting the delivery. But it happens that fast where you'll say some shit and you'll be like, that was raw, and get excited and keep going. and then forget what started the, and be like, oh shit, and you ain't write it down, and then you like, damn,
It's gone.
that's gone. It's just gone. It's gone. It's completely gone. And it's not even like gone in the way of like some shit that you could find.
Nah,
It's not gone like, oh, you saw something, or like you saw a shirt that you like and it got sold out and you had to go online, or like a girl you saw at the party and then
Like
she
she might
leave
come
and you
back.
like,
Yeah.
damn, who do she know? No, that shit gone. That shit gone into a place that you can't reach if you try. It can only come to you. So it's like, damn. It's crazy. It's really crazy. The creation process is crazy, but it's a blessing to see. I was just thinking about this like low-key this morning because I was listening to some of my unreleased music, and I'm like, man, the best and worst thing about unreleased music is that no one else knows. That's the best thing about it. Like, the best thing about playing my music in the car is like, gee, I'm gonna fuck them up when I drop this.
If only they knew.
Nobody knows that this is how I'm coming. Like, oh my God, they gonna love it. Bro. And then that's the worst thing too. Is like, damn, gee, nobody knows that. So you telling me nobody heard this song other than the people I played it for? So yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, but it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to create in any level. You know, like this probably how a painter feels. It's probably how even a hooper feels. Like anybody that takes an art seriously, you know what I'm saying, and they really take it to the next level. I feel like you get that rewarding feeling where you like, I just did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got some stuff coming. Yeah. When's the last time you felt that feeling?
It's been a minute. I've never felt like I feel right now because I got more music than I ever had. Like, we always had this saying in the studio of, we use every part of the buffalo. It's like a Native American saying. We use every part of the buffalo. So my last tape, if it was 14 songs, I had about 14 songs. You know what I'm saying? I might have had 16, 18, and we got, we turned one into two and stuff. I mean, we turned two into one and stuff like that. So it came out like 14, 15 songs. But now, we having buffalo. They in the freezer. They roaming wild. We got buffalo wings. We got flats. You know what I'm saying?
Sauce.
We having buffalo ribs. We done made bone marrow. You know what I'm saying? Crudité.
Yeah.
However you want this shit, we having that shit.
So what changed?
Time. I just took more time. Before I was like rushing. And then I go on tour and I move around for a year, be super inspired off the moving around. Well, this is how the process went twice. I haven't mastered this process because it's like, this is only my third mixtape. Really, Purp tape was like I just did it. But like I drops, Quarter Thing, those are my first real projects. I dropped it. We toured it for a year. And then I dropped it. I cooked for a year, toured it for a year. I dropped the next tape right after that. So it went from 2016, 17, 2018. And then 2018, I dropped. Tour 2019, 2020, the pandemic came. I ain't do nothing but cook. And then I was gonna drop, but I'm like, I can't tour. 2021, the world started opening back up, but it was halfway closed and shit. I'm still cooking the whole time. So now I'm getting ready to drop a tape. And then I went through all type of different litigations and legal shit that was like negotiating deals that didn't work out and stuff like that. Reacquiring stuff that I had given up in the past or stuff that just came back to me, then negotiating new deals on that. So I just was doing like business, you know what I mean? But still cooking with the same urgency. So then the seasons are passing as I usually would be releasing all the things that I made. I'm just accruing. Yeah. So now I have this whole like essentially bank of assets that I haven't moved. Yeah. And now I could like move them at my leisure or flood and move them all at once if I want to and make it, I could do what I want. Now I do what I want.
I can say I've heard a good amount of those unreleased
Buffalo.
records.
Buffalo.
But I guess my question is, as an artist, like, how do you get to that process of figuring out, okay, this group of songs is what should be first out of this buffalo, or like how do you figure out what the appetizer is?
I'm not gonna hold you. That's been the hardest process.
Okay.
I guess I was cooking for longer because it's been since 2018 I've been cooking, but like I've been figuring that out for like a year. Like trying to figure out what timing is best, what goes together best. Since I got so many different sounds, what sound do I start with first?
Right.
Do I mix them up? Do I separate them? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Do I give people a whole tape of one sound, or do I keep mixing it up how I've been mixing it up? So that's a whole process in itself where it's like, damn, everything really is a blessing and a curse, like a gift and a curse, a blessing and a lesson. It's like, oh, now I got all this stuff, but now I got to figure out what to do with it. It's like, But, I try to let it come naturally. But now I'm in a season where I'm just like, all right, fuck it. Like, I was watching this Virgil interview, and he was talking about his process of creation, and he was like, he he said first he said he does all his business and all his creation off his iPhone, which was fire because I'm like that too. I didn't have a laptop for a long time, and now I got a laptop and I watch playoff games on it and boxing matches. Right. I watch boxing matches on it. I'm sorry, I don't.
Serious work.
I don't about to pay me. But I do all my business off my phone. I make all my creative decisions off my phone. You know, I just sent 5 options from my mixtape cover to my 20 best friends in a group chat and was like, which one y'all like best? And it's like, in my mind, really about Virgil. He was like, a lot of my decisions, I just say this one or that one. Like, I know that I'm at a place where what's presented to me is good enough to be presented to the world. So then just this one or that one. Which version? This song or that song? Which tape? This one or that one? Which playlist? This one or that one? So now I'm thinking like that. Like, all this shit decent. I know I like it all enough to come out. So now I just got to make sure it's not too top heavy or bottom heavy. I don't want to put out a weak mixtape and just walk you up to my raw shit because I don't want to put out nothing bad. I don't think it's going to be bad, but I don't want to, rank all the songs and then give you the worst ones first. And I don't want to necessarily give you my favorite ones first. But I do want to give people a healthy dose of, everything I feel like I want to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have you thought about just the way, I think we're kind of in an era where there's a lot of stuff. Have you thought about, in this era where there's a lot of stuff, how you, I guess, represent yourself?
Yeah. Kinda, yeah, man. I was just talking to my homie about that the other day. It's like there was this stat they put out. They said there's 60,000 songs uploaded to Spotify a day. Damn. Yeah. And by the end of the year, they say it might be 100,000. And the majority of those get no plays.
Yeah, that was a crazy stat that I saw.
Yeah, the vast majority get 0 plays.
How do you get 0 plays? You can't even think about that.
I mean, there's a lot of people putting stuff out.
You don't play your own stuff?
Right. You don't play your own, but you might listen to it not on Spotify. I don't know, man. But yeah, that's real. You don't play your own stuff is crazy. You don't play your own stuff is crazy. But some of that stuff is like anybody could put anything out on Spotify. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't know. I think about that though, that there's so much stuff. But I also feel like my general theme and philosophy in life is that I'm me and nobody else is me. Same way you, nobody else is you. So as long as I'm speaking from my perspective and I'm speaking true to me, then I don't got anything to worry about. Now, if I'm trying to sound like them, or I'm trying to sound like them, then I'm competing for them. And that might really be them. So it's not going to work for me. But as long as nobody can compete with me for my spot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's mine. So I try to keep that mentality.
So you're not trying to make a do or die record?
Nah, not no more. But I probably would cover one or something like that. And Do or Die, rest in peace, Johnny P, man. But Do or Die, they for the most part, they retired, they out the game, they legends. So they probably need, it's overdue for somebody to sound like Do or Die. And maybe I do need to make
refresh it a little bit. Awesome. So do the first trivia question. You ready?
For sure.
So how many Spotify streams on Elastic? I got some options for you.
Oh, okay.
A, 71.6 million.
Okay.
B, 71.9 million.
Oh, you put them too close together.
C, 72.2 million.
I knew I had it already. I was like, 72.7 million. Damn, so it's 72.1, 72.6, and 72.9?
72.2, 71.9, 71.6.
0.6.
Wrong, 71.9.
Oh, true.
Better than you thought.
I should have said now, but I had to say that.
I had to say the six.
So now let's take it back to the early days of Joey Purp, building out your fan base early. What were some of the crazy things you did when you were just trying to get it off the ground?
Man, so we were so blessed because our fan growth, it was so organic because our first fan base was our friends. You know, our friends supported us. Our friends came to our shows. I was the friend. Shit. First people to support our friends was me and our friends. So we started like that. Oh, I got a show, bro. Come hype man for me. You know, I hype man all of Vic and Chance's shows in high school. Every one of them. It's not a show that they had. I wasn't in the background. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, make some noise. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Whatever. Or if it was that was at a point in time where everybody's songs wasn't all finished. So it's bro, I got this song that I got a raw idea for, but can you freestyle at the end of it? And then I'm going to say the hook after that. You know what I'm saying? Fine. Yeah, but it's that type of thing. So we started like that. So we had a community around us. And then from that, it started with our schools. You know, we was in high school when we started rapping. So it started with Chicago high schools and stuff like that. And this is kind of pre-internet. We had internet, but we wasn't on it how we are now. Everybody didn't have an iPhone and stuff. So
it wasn't a case for everybody to be on the internet.
Exactly. So we really moved on the ground. Our name rung bells in our city off of who we were before we started rapping. And once we started rapping, people knew that we started rapping. So it was something to pay attention to, you feel me? And then after that, once the internet came, it kind of became an internet thing where, you start posting flyers and stuff like that for stuff, or try to get somebody to post your flyer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then now it kind of came into a point where I just market based off of who I am. Like I market my friends market me. I post my friends' stuff, they post my stuff, and it's just kind of more natural. Like I pull up to my friends' things and take pictures. They pull up to my things and take pictures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I kind of like.
Thanks for pulling up.
Oh, you know that? Come on, man. But yeah, so it's like, so when I need something, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Pull up. But no, yeah, I think it's that type of thing where it's like you just try to do what's natural to you, but also try to make sure that the people that you feel like will listen to you hear you. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
important.
We used to go to open mics, and we would rap at open mics because there was a crowd of people that liked music, and we could rap for free. We didn't have to pay to perform. We weren't going to get paid to perform, but it was a crowd we could rap in front of, and we didn't have to provide the people. They was going to be there anyway. It was a popping community of people. So we started like that. And then if you have 50, 60, 100 people at an open mic that come every week and they like what you do when you come, and you say, hey, I got a show next week, 25, 30 of them people might come. They might tell their friend. It's like that. It's like word of mouth. So that's really how it started. It started at the most ground level for us, like ground level.
I like that. Yeah. And at the ground level, when did you start to see things move in the right direction? You're like, okay, something's happening here for you.
For me personally, since it was such a low level, I started seeing it immediately. Like I had no Twitter before I rapped. I had no Instagram. So I dropped a song and made a Twitter and got some followers. So the next day, I had a lot of followers. I had 100 followers. So I was like, oh shit, it's lit. So there was never a point in time to this day where I don't look up and be like, oh, this is, it's like going and going and going and going. You know what I mean? But yeah, it happened instantly. Like as soon as I started rapping, I was like doing something better than I was before every time. Every song got a little more like streams. Everything was just a little better.
Yeah.
That got to be dope to see that and like kind of like affirming your thoughts as an artist. Like, okay, yeah, this shit is actually working. Okay, I dropped a song and now I got 100 followers. When I first made my page, all right, I'm gonna drop another song.
Bro,
I got 200.
And I've been blessed, bro. I've been truly blessed, bro. I've been blessed. Like God has put me in such a favorite position to just even have the friends I have. You know what I'm saying? Because there are things that have come to me that I had no hand in. One time I was on the way to Harold Washington, to community college. I was 18. Or maybe I was 18 because I left high school early, so I started community college. I'm on the bus, I'm on the 20 bus, on the Madison bus, coming from out west. Mind you, we just met Coach K. This is before QC started. We just met Coach K because Coach K came to Chicago to kick it with Vic because he loved kids these days. I'm just in the room. I'm the homie that rap and smoke weed and stuff. Mind you, this is not my doing. I'm just here. I make a song. They send it to Coach K. Gucci Mane might be in jail at the time, or maybe he had just got out of jail. One of the first times he got out of jail. Mind you, I'm on the bus, G. I dropped my first rap song. 2 days later, I'm on the bus, on the way to school. Somebody go, hey, G, you fuck with Gucci and them? I said, what? He said, you fuck with Gucci Mane and shit. I said, yeah, I damn near did say that. I was like, yeah, I fuck with Guap. He go crazy. He like, no, like you fuck with 1017 and shit. Like you fuck with Gucci and them, right? I seen your song. I'm like, what? He like, yeah, Gucci posted your song. I'm like, what? Mind you, I don't have a Twitter. He opened up his Twitter, Gucci Mane's Twitter account by way of Coach K, probably showing Gucci Mane, being like, yo, post this. It's our young homies from Chicago. He tagged everybody but me, because I ain't have a Twitter yet, and posted my song, like some shit, Save Money, Joey Purp. And the next day, somebody spotted me on the street, on the bus. So I'm like, gee, there's never been a time where I started rapping and it wasn't lit. I was like, damn, gee, I need to keep rapping. Like, fuck it. This shit
I think we got something.
I think I'm onto some shit. I think something bigger than me is working here. Like, how the fuck? And I didn't even know that happened. Mind you, I had no Twitter. Needless to say, that day I made a Twitter.
At Joey Purp.
Joey Purp 1017. Awesome. So today, how's that changed? So you've been lit since the beginning. How have you been engaging with your fans, talking to them? How's that changed to like 10 years now in the game?
I'm not going to hold you, like I'm bad at that. Like I don't really engage with my fans per se, because I don't be looking at people like fans. Like I'm not a rapper enough rapper to have like fans. Like when people rock with me, I appreciate it, and like I'll stop and talk to anybody, I'll flick it up with anybody. But I'm not like famous, so I don't have like fans where people like, oh my God. Like when I drop stuff, there's people that fuck with me the long way, and then certain things I drop have a particular commercial appeal where they get bigger than me, like Elastic, like Girls That. Certain songs that I make are like, people know that song and they don't know me. You know what I mean? Which is cool too.
Before we even, I want to like stop you there. Like, what do you think is about those songs?
You said what about what?
What do you think it is about those songs, Elastic and Girls, that got so big?
Well, if I said what I really think it is, other people will know and they'll try to do it too.
Right.
So I'm not really gonna say that.
Don't give him the song. Don't give him the song.
I'm not gonna say precisely. I'm
about
not
to do it again.
say that. Inshallah. But I don't know. I don't want to act like it's just me. Like I know what it is. But I feel like there's a certain thing I tap into, certain vibe that we lock into that we kind of figure out how to make. That is just like natural for me. And then it's also like commercially appealing. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say that.
Ask you after.
I was gonna say that. I think just from the outside looking in, it's definitely like those songs that have more commercial appeal, and it's just like a certain sound, like those fun
shit.
still like you said, genreless, but in the confines of rap. So I feel like that's probably one of it. But yeah, those big records, fun records. I always tell them I was watching something on TV, and his song came up behind like a Google ad, and at first I didn't really pay attention to it because I'm like, I was just listening to it. I'm like, then it just kept happening. I had to like
Joe, you get into the bag crazy.
Like, I was your shit from 3 years ago right now. Like,
it's so funny too because when stuff like that happens, like I wish that it was per play. I truly do. Because people be like, "See, I keep seeing your shit all the time. You must be getting so much bread." And I'm like, I really wish that it was like that, bro. They definitely pay you for that type of stuff, but they make sure they pay you up front and be like, because they know that they're gonna play it so many times. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're like, we're gonna put that shit on the front of every.
That's why they give you a nice fee up front.
Yeah,
sometimes.
they like, man, we're gonna give you a decent little upfront fee, and then we might renew it or something like that, or keep the song within our catalog so that we can use it again if we want to or something, and then pay you for that. But there's ways to negotiate for that. But I'm sure that people with more leverage. I'm not like the biggest artist, so some bigger artists. They probably do get some type of royalties on that. You know what I mean? Commercials and stuff like that.
That's coming.
Yeah, for sure.
I know you've been cooking. So.
For sure. God willing.
With Rivet, you can put your fan engagement on autopilot, deepen your fan relationships, and take your sales all the way up. Join our exclusive beta today at rivet.app and take your community and creative business to the next level for free.
You said it's been a little... You don't do too well by your own assessment engaging your fans. So what do you think has been most difficult about that? And what do you wish you knew about your fans? So 2 questions.
Facts. I think the most difficult thing for me personally is just like engaging with fans in a way that's natural for me. A lot of the ways that are presented as options to engage with fans usually are unnatural. Where it's like, it just kind of seems like manufactured in a way. So the first thing for me is finding ways to engage that are natural. And then wanting that engagement. Like, I'm the type of person that, like, takes my daughter to the park. I go grocery shopping for my mom. I do regular stuff. So, like, I almost don't know if I really want to engage face-to-face with as many people have engaged with my music. If I had 73 million followers as opposed to, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been able to just pull up and park and say shorty, like, you know what I mean? Like, it would have been some different shit going on. So I'm like, man.
And you like that?
I love it. But I will say that when I think about it, I would trade my personal space and privacy day to day for the most part, or the ease of my personal space for like the legacy of my family. If I was able to put my family in a generational better position, that's like the compromise I'm making within myself. Of being like, I know that if I get to a point, God willing, where it is super lit and my music, my face is as known as my music, then I know things are going to have to change a little bit and I'm going to have to interact a little more. But I think that's the main thing, is just wanting that interaction is the main thing holding me back from being like, I'm going to Instagram Live and do a Q&A every day or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the type of shit that people do to, like, engage and grow fan bases. Yeah. My shit is more music-based. So that's my focus now, though, also, is just, like, focusing on engaging my music with more people, too, so that when I do decide to station my life in a way where I'm comfortable to, like, put my face where my music is, that I could do that confidently and, like, safely and all that stuff, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's actually real interesting. So it's kind of been a conscious effort to not put your face on your music.
To not be too thirsty to be face famous. Okay. Like, I want my music to be as big as possible. I'll never turn down an opportunity. Like you said, if somebody hit me like, I want to put your music in a commercial or something like that. But when it comes to things for stuff like me, when they're like, oh yeah, this would be good for your brand, you should come show up for this. and it's not necessarily a legacy move where I have an option to get in with this thing in a building space or actually use it to help me build. And it's just like I get some bread to show up somewhere, or I can go be the face of something or show up to a photo. It's shit like that, like just rapper stuff. Take pictures with people. Yeah. I know people that take pictures with every single famous person they know. Yeah. And it's like, that's cool too. But some of my friends famous and we don't got that many pictures. And I think that's cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of cool. There's no pictures where I'm like this with one of my famous men. Not that many at least. If I am, it's a group of us and they just there too. Yeah. But that's never been my thing to be like, let me capitalize on this building moment for my brand and face. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just don't happen naturally for me, I should say. I'm nothing against it. Some people it's natural. Oh shit, let me flick it up. Let's flick it up. And it come naturally. With me, I feel weird. Yeah. I know niggas take pictures with you all day. Yeah. I know it. Because my man's famous and I watch it happen. We stop pictures from getting took. So it's like I know you walk around all day, every day, and people take pictures. And if you rock with me enough to rock with me, I'm not finna ask you for no picture. I'm finna rock with you. Yeah. The same way you rocked with me. And if you like, let's flick it up. When we had a show with Ghostface, I kicked it with Ghostface for 3 hours. He was like, let's flick it up.
You're like, okay.
Instantly. What? Take the picture. One of us take the picture. One of us take the picture. We'll send it to you and you can take the picture too. We need this flick. I'm not passing up this flick. What? Are you crazy? I've been listening to your music my whole life. But I wasn't finna be like, Ghost G, let me get a flick. Y'all already let me open the show. Right. We kicking and chopping it up. Grateful already. Got his number. We talk about music on a regular like this, the homie. So I'm like, I'm not finna ask you for no picture. I got a real bond. I know you. So it's like stuff like that. But I think it is important for every brand to build because, for instance, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I think it's like Cortez or Cortez. It's like a London-based streetwear brand. You know what I'm talking about?
Clint 409.
Yeah.
He's doing some good stuff.
Built his whole brand privately, though, with a private Instagram. Yep. Through private links, private releases. Yeah. Nothing's available to the general public. First pop-up in New York, thousands of people lined up. He marketed his shit. So big now. Huge. Yeah. Still, his Instagram's still private.
It's underground.
Yeah, bro.
Pretty much, but it's not.
I mean, it's not. He has 100,000 followers.
Vibe. Yeah.
But I'm saying even the site and shit, like when you log into, you have to make an account. They send you the location for the drop. You have to show up. Some of it goes online, but it's like Joe. You know, all of his stuff is real organic, and it's like Joe's face is now attached to the brand, but his brand is so much bigger than his face. His shoes are so much bigger than his face, and I kind of like that idea that the work speaks. Like, to bring it full circle, like an Andy Warhol. You know how many kids know the Campbell soup can? Mm-hmm. The graphic image of Marilyn Monroe? Yeah. A lot of people don't know who the fuck dude is. P.A. Mondrian. A lot of people know that painting. The black, the primary color with the white and the blue and the yellow and the squares. People don't know who dude is, though. Or like the dude who designed the Sears Tower. Who is Sears? What's Sears? Who is Sears? You know what I'm saying? Like, whose name is Sears or Roebuck? Like, I think people's work outlives their face a lot. And that's when you know, like, you did something right. When your work outlives your face.
And in the Let's Flick It Up era, how does that make you feel as someone who feels this way?
It feels cool, man. You know, it always feels cool to be different. Sometimes it don't feel cool to be different, I guess, because you look at the crowd and you like, damn. Sometimes you want to fit in, or you want to, like, you know, sometimes you look at the drawbacks of not doing certain things that other people do. But then I think about who I am, and I'm like, man, it makes my story that much cooler. It makes who I am that much cooler. My character is evident in my outward exposure to the world. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like people could see who I am and be like, oh, he's just a rapper. Like, I know exactly how he's coming. Yeah. People see who I am and like, man, he kind of hit different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that. What do you wish you knew about your fans?
I guess more. I wish I knew more about my fans and why they fuck with me. But I feel like I do know. Like, people that rock with me, if you rock with my music, you just different, and you just rock with you. Like, you probably don't listen to all the same things everybody else listens to if you really like my music. But I think the main thing about my fans is like, what other stuff do they rock with? Because I never understand that either. Whenever I see people also listen to, it's always like, when I first started rapping, it was just my friends or people from Chicago.
Yeah, or features and stuff like that.
Yeah, and now I always fall into people that they listen to is like people that don't necessarily sound like me. So I would wonder, like, what is it? Like, what is it about me that's different from them that you still fuck with? Because all the people you also listen to aren't really the same. Yeah. But they're like the same, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know?
So if you knew a little bit more about that, like, do you have like any cool ideas and stuff that you'd like to do with them within constraints of like what you feel comfortable with, like you said?
Excuse me. Yeah, probably so. I mean, I would have to like ideate on it once I had the information or whatever. But yeah, I think once you know more about each other, it gives you the opportunity to provide better for the people that support you. Because I always argue with my friends about this. Like, I hate to look at, I don't want to use the word hate. I dislike looking at people in like notable positions or whatever as like public servants. Like LeBron has a huge platform that he deserved through his work. Mm-hmm. And people are looking at him and looking up to him. So he does have somewhat of a responsibility. However, those people, his influence on those people is predetermined by their upbringing. So if you're brought up to look up to hoopers and other people outside of your family, then you're going to look up to LeBron. And it's his responsibility, I guess, to lead you. But that's not his fault. That's your mama and daddy's fault. That's your brother and them fault. You don't know who to look up to. You're looking up somebody on TV that you never met. You don't know who this man is. Yeah. Not to say he has a questionable character. He's probably a great man. I never met him, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to predetermine either way. Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's like, I just feel like I don't want to have that responsibility either of being like, I got to do this because people listen to my music. Because I don't got to do shit. Same way they don't got to listen to my music, but they do, so I will. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I don't like, I just don't want to look at it like a responsibility because I'm imperfect. And as soon as you make people, you put yourself in a position where you like, look up to me, you got to do the right thing all the time. Yeah. And I try to do the right thing all the time. But I know there's ways where I'm vastly imperfect and where I should not be leading, I should be led. And with that being the case, I'd rather just make music. You know, people that fuck with me, and it goes where God leads it. But I don't want to like build my brand to be famous. I want to build my brand to be successful. You know what I mean?
I like that. And you mentioned something there about don't gotta do. Like, what's the nicest thing someone who rocks with you has done for you that, like, you thought about? You're like, you ain't got to do that.
The nicest thing?
Yeah.
I mean, the first idea is my parents. They cared for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? My mom didn't have to do that. She didn't have to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I have a great mom. I had a great dad. God bless him. Like, they didn't have to do that shit. They could have like kept trying to live their life and thug it out and like figure their life out. And I could have been the type of kid that didn't know his parents or was always with somebody else or something. So like, that's the first idea. They didn't have to do that shit. My brothers didn't have to be so solid and lead me and help me grow up and all that. And then outside of that, people do stuff for me all the time. Gee, I'm blessed, bro. I get so much stuff done for me or like in a certain way. Like in music, I don't feel like people do things for me necessarily because it's a mutual exchange. When I first started rapping, people might give me beats, but they knew like I was kind of hot. I started rapping, they wanted to get with, you know? It's a mutual exchange. I don't have a lot of friends. Like, for instance, Chance did Girls That in the midst of him like making a Grammy-winning album and shit. Yeah. And that was a big favor. He didn't have to do that. Yeah. So it's like stuff like that happens, but we also homies. So he might look at it like, this my man's. It's not like I'm doing you a favor. I like the song. It's like it's a raw song. Yeah. He told me don't drop it without him. He was like, bro, this song raw. Don't drop this bitch without me. And then I'm waiting and I'm like, gee, come on. I want to drop this. Like, you know what I'm saying? But then he ended up doing it, so it happened. But yeah, stuff like that. Like I guess working with my friends is a big favor. You know, I could hit certain ones of my homies. My homie Goldhaze, he's a producer. Thelonious Martin, he's a producer. Thelonious post a beat. It could be the rawest beat. People tagging Just Blaze, people tagging Jay-Z and tagging Meek Mill and rappers in it. If I hit his line, hey, can I get that? He gonna send it to me because he has belief in what we built and what we do. And so, like, obviously, I would never stop him from getting his bag either. If somebody actually did send that to them and they wanted it, I'm never gonna be like, oh, bro, I got an idea. Because I know he'll send me the very next one. We got that type of rapport. Yeah. As he would me, too. If I had an idea on his beat and another, you know, Pharrell was like, bro, put that idea on my beat. He would not hate. He'll be like, go get your shit. Yeah. So people do favors like that for me all the time, though. My friends work with me. My friends put me in positions of power. My friends help me build my brand. My friends give me their clothes when they have collabs. My friend, you know, I got great friends. My friends let me in the club in front of the line. You know what I'm saying? People do favors for me all the time, man. My friends do favors for me all the time. But I couldn't call the biggest one, though. I don't really know what the biggest favor somebody's done for me.
I need to be biggest, maybe like most meaningful or something that just like stuck with you.
It's tough, man. You just helped me realize something that's very important. Right. In music, a lot of favors aren't favors.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Them bitches not favors. Yeah. Like
mutual agreements.
Yeah, they have mutual benefits. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm thinking of connections that were made and stuff,
like he got something out of that too.
Yeah. For sure. They got something out of it too. And then also, I do the favors. Not gonna hold you. a lot of the links that I'm thinking of that were made that benefited somebody in certain type of ways that I could think of that were a big alley-oop that just was like, hey, yo, this my homie, da-da-da, link, lock in. A lot of that shit be like my way to outside. But a lot of the favors I've received were kind of like, I don't want to say strategic because they were mutually beneficial. It was a favor, but it was a favor for a favor, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I can't really call it. I think the biggest thing, I don't know, man. I don't know. Not recently. Recently, a lot of the favors I get are like small shit like that. Yeah. A lot of my friends give me that stuff. Joe Freshgood send me boxes all the time. I know the people that run everywhere I go. I walk in for free. I walk in without checking in. You know, stuff like that. Yeah. So like I get favors like that all the time. Every day, I'm grateful. But then a lot of outside favors like that come in music industry wise. It's hard to think about one that wasn't transactional. Okay. Which is raw, but also like tough. Like I need some favors. Bro. Let me get some fucking favors in this bit.
The title of the next tape. I need some favors.
Can I get a favor?
Please.
Please and thank you.
That's dope.
If you're watching this, you have an audience interacting with you, coming to your events, buying stuff from you, and tons more.
Rivet plugs into all that and tells you who your top fans are so that you can target them in a more personalized way. Join our exclusive beta today at rivet.app and take your community and creative business to the next level for free.
When people look at the community, you mentioned people who rock with you, people who support your music, that surrounds you, how would someone outside that community describe it?
I don't know how someone outside, because I'm inside.
Yeah, what would they say?
I can't tell you because I'm inside it.
What do you feel?
I feel that we're a tight-knit community. I feel that we're like a creative, very creative community. I feel that we were pioneers for an era, especially in our city, and still are. I feel like people would say that, I don't know, that we're tight-knit, that we've been rocking for a long time.
That's tight.
For sure.
So we'll move to the second trivia question. When did you release the music video for Girls?
Like what date?
Yeah, but I got options for you.
Okay.
A, September 2016. B, May 2016. Or C, January 2017.
It's either September or January.
You gotta pick one.
September?
Correct. Okay. 1 for 2.
Yeah, that way.
So, next question. What other artist community do you look at that really stands out to you, and why? And like
artist community?
About, like, building out their fan base, and you're like, oh, they did a raw job.
Can I say a couple?
Yeah.
One, Detroit, like the Detroit rap community. I love how they all got songs together. I'm sure that the same thing's going on Detroit. You know, it's Detroit. I'm sure the same thing's going on there as here as far as people have problems. And I'm sure that there's shit I don't know about. I'm not from Detroit. But I do know that a lot of Detroit artists got songs together. And a lot of them are up right now. You know what I'm saying? In a major way where there's like a lot of some of the hottest artists in the game, at least for the last couple of years, was from Detroit. And they ran it up together. And I respect that a lot. Secondly, I think probably like the visual and multimedia art, physical art community in Chicago, whether it be painters, people that make sculptures, toys, printers, screen printers, people that have warehouses to manufacture stuff. That community in Chicago is like a well-oiled machine right now. Yeah. Like everybody knows somebody that can print things, that can get things made. Everybody knows how to not everybody knows, but people are figuring out how to monetize visual art, creative art, how to monetize sponsorship through events for artists and stuff like that. So there's a community in Chicago that's close-knit that I salute a lot because it goes from kind of like seed to table, farm to table, so to speak, manufacturing and the artist and the experiential marketing and the events, and it all culminates together to be like profitable for all parties. Yeah. And I think that that's like a cool environment to have for artists in general because monetizing your art is such a big part of art, and it's like in a lot of mediums it's only done one way. Yeah. Most painters can only sell paintings. It took for people like Cause to be multimedia and have so many products where you're just a brand. Yeah. You started off a graffiti artist. And it's just one of your products. And now that's just, physical art is just a product that Cause makes. Now he can do anything. He can do a pair of Air Force Ones. He could do a couch. He could, anything. Like Crink, like Nico Washington, like Kenneth Washington from here. So I think it's stuff like that that's cool too. Another one is Atlanta's rap community, the music scene in Atlanta. I guess I could highlight a couple rap communities, but then that's like the main thing outside of that is Chicago's like creation and art facilitation community.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, like, well, how do you think now about the impact of what you guys did with Save Money?
It's crazy when I think about it now, because people tell me that more and more, like, bro, I grew up on your shit. People from all different ages, people my age, and then kids. When I see, because sometimes people my age will tell me, like, face to face that they grew up on my shit. And that's cool, because it's like, sometimes you don't want to tell that to somebody that's your age. Yeah. But I feel like I might just be, I'm chilling. I'm not like type of person. I'll be like, oh, that's what's up. Fuck you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like some people will be like, stun on you if you tell them that shit. But people tell me that, like, I'm not even like, hold you, bro. Yeah, like, and we the same age. But then when somebody comes up to me that's like 21 or like 19, and they really been listening to my music since they was like 13, 12 sometimes, depending on how early, if they had a big brother or something, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I met a kid 5 years ago that was 18 with a Save Money tattoo, 19. So he was rocking when he was a kid, a child, but he said he had older siblings and shit, like older cousins and siblings that showed him music. So it's crazy, man. I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to have been born in this time, went to the schools I went to, met the friends I did, because so many things I ain't decided to do determine what I decided to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like, I'm grateful. G is bigger than me. It's got to give glory to God.
That's cool, man. Congrats on that, by the way.
For sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Now that you think about the internet, you said you wasn't on it like that way back, but now that the internet's kind of where it is today, what do you think is the best thing about the internet for building and growing a fan base? And then also, what's the scariest?
The best thing is that you can reach so many people immediately. Immediately. Like, you can reach anyone immediately. So I think that's the best thing. Like, whether it be, you could DM your shit to whoever you want. You can send your DM to whoever you want. And they have the choice to open that bitch up. Yeah. And speaking from somebody who gets a lot of DMs, but nowhere near as much as some other people, I know people that you wouldn't think go through their DMs. Famous people be going through their DMs, man. I know people with millions and millions and millions of followers.
So this is something I always wanted to ask people.
That
like,
go through
why
that,
does it
that go through that
like,
DMs.
Yeah, like famous people only find the bad ones.
They probably do. Well, the bad ones be looking for famous.
No, like you send your song, you like hop on this, they'll never respond. But you be like, you're the worst artist ever, like, blocked.
Because people be negative, people be haters. That's what it is. Being famous does not stop you from being a hater. It's famous haters, for sure. It's famous, rich haters. You would think they had no reason to hate. Yeah. Haters. Haters.
We going with some like crazy mixtape titles on.
Famous haters is a crazy mixtape title. That's hard. I'm not gonna lie, that's hard. Because if you got haters, you already going crazy. Yeah. Because what are you doing to have haters? You must be going crazy. Or at least you feeling yourself. Exactly. Even if you're not going crazy, you at least feeling yourself. But if your haters are famous,
that's different.
You going crazy. No question, you're going crazy, G. That's hard.
I decided we need some royalties. Create a direction. And what do you think is the scariest thing about how the internet has impacted building?
Probably the same thing though, that you can contact everybody at any time. Like for instance, okay, put it like this. Before I came in here, I was telling you the lady, there was like an old lady that tripped and I caught her. And I wasn't even supposed to be right there, but I just...
that. You can tell them.
Oh, that's facts. They didn't... Well, it's not that. I'm not trying to brag about catching the old lady. But I was saying that to say... if she would have failed or something, that video of me not catching shorty could get to as many people.
Could have ruined you.
On both sides. Let me look wrong at the wrong angle. Like where it look like I tripped her or pushed her. Like, you know, a video release of me saving an old lady or some shit. They gonna be, that shit can go everywhere. Joey Purp saves old lady. Video of me pushing the old lady down. Over with. Joey Purp push the old lady down.
Joey Purp cancel.
And it all happens in one day. It don't matter if it's true or false. It happens in one day. So I think that's the best and worst thing about the internet. That for better or worse, everything could change in one day, folks. Yeah. One day, anyone's life can change depending on what they do. I mean, sometimes it's a little change, sometimes it's a big change. I remember Shorty was jumping double dutch and started crip walking. Drake followed her the next day. You know what I'm saying? She got in a music video. No cap. She was doing jumping double dutch in a Gwen Stefani video or some shit in 6 months. No cap. So it's like, you never know, bro. Like the internet and the camera put together. You never know. Anything can happen. Because I thought about this recently too. The internet gives the like, okay, think about every moment from your childhood where you wish other people saw that. you was playing football in the backyard and your homie mauled somebody. One hand, fell on the floor, caught the ball.
Yeah.
No, y'all the only ones that remember that.
No proof.
It matters so much to y'all. Shorty gonna go on Sports Center in 2023. In real life, a kid will go on ESPN.
Change his life. Yeah.
And I mean, it might change his life if he does something with it, or it might just be one of them things where it's a moment that was monumental that deserved to be seen, and now it can be because the internet's such a great resource. Yeah. So I think that's the thing. But then on the opposite, it's the same thing. It's like sometimes the misinformation spreads faster than the truth on the internet, and that's pretty scary too. Because we saw so much of that over the last couple of years, where you see so many headlines and shit, you don't know what's the truth. From politics, from scandals, from sports, from everything. It's like that's pretty scary.
Yeah.
AI is pretty scary too.
You literally just took my next question.
AI
my next question is, what do you think about AI music? And I was gonna ask, like, what's your dream AI posse cut if you had to put one together? What I think about AI music literally my next
first.
question.
Because that's why I say it's scary, because it's going to get to the point where someone can manufacture a video of you. They already can show a video of you saying something you didn't say. You know what I mean? Like, they had the video of Barack Obama on stand tweaking, saying all that crazy shit. And he just didn't say that shit. And it looked very real to the naked. People were posting it like it was real. And then recently there was like a Joe Biden
Barack
clip.
bugging.
Yeah, there was a clip of Joe Biden just talking at a podium recently. And it was like, people was like, bro, this is AI, bro. Like, this not even a real video. And people were posting it like, look how incoherent he is and da-da-da-da. And it's like, regardless of if he is or isn't, that video in particular was not real. Yeah. And so that's pretty scary. That's a crazy idea. But AI music, I guess I have mixed feelings, bro. Yeah. I was about to say I'm all for that shit, but I thought about if it was me whose voice it was, I probably wouldn't be all for that shit. Because the AI Drake was smacking. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was smacking. But then I felt them. They got that shit pulled down because it's like, boy, that's not me. Yeah. Why would you make a song that's not me and I don't get paid for it? People listening to it because I'm me and they like me. Yeah. And I say this a lot too. Sometimes I listen to a song and to determine if I like it or if it's hot to me, I imagine it's someone else's voice. And even when I'm making it, because I'm like, if this song sound good to as multiple people in my mind, this is a good song. Good. If it sound good because it sound like this, it might not be a good song. It might just be a good vibe, good sound, and maybe it could be a better song. You know what I mean? Exactly, good vibe. But if I imagine somebody else saying it, so that's the thing too. If you put a lot of people could give Drake their words and the song gonna go because it's Drake. Yeah. It's like if you put fucking The Rock in your movie. Yeah. It don't matter if you shot that bitch in your living room. If you put The Rock in it, it's gonna be better than if you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna do better everywhere. It's gonna be like The Rock's new movie, sitting in the living room. Niggas gonna be hating on it. Rotten Tomatoes, legendary negative
a lot
comments.
Of famous haters.
Niggas like The Rock doing anything. But yeah, so I feel it's like if you're exploiting someone else's hard work. Drake worked 20 years damn near to be Drake for songs to matter when he put them out. Yeah. So you shouldn't be able to just capitalize on that for money. Yeah. Now, if it's a free enterprise thing where you can do it, if it's not monetized, like how you can sample a song or cover it, like I could rap on somebody's beat and put it on YouTube and not monetize it and they can't take it down. No matter if it gets 60 billion streams. Yeah. As long as it's not monetized, because I'm not making money off it, it's just out. Yeah. So if you could do that with AI, that's kind of cool, I guess. Although I still don't know how I feel if it was me. Dream posse cut, what does that mean to me? That means the people I want to hear on the song together the most. Mm. If you put me in it, the people I want to be on the song together the most. Now, the people I want to be on the song with the most mean they matter the most to me. Why do they matter the most to me? Because of what they said. Now, how am I going to have AI reproduce what they said if it mattered that much to me and it's not them? Yeah. I don't want to hear no AI Nipsey Hussle. Yeah. What he said mattered that much to me. Yeah. So I probably wouldn't do that.
That's cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't make AI Michael Jackson because Michael Jackson mattered. You know what I mean? Like the people that I would recreate, or if I could do a song with anybody living or dead, I wouldn't do it AI. I would do it like when I get up there, I'm gonna get in the studio with you.
And if you could, who would it be?
Yeah. If I could, it'd definitely be Nip. On the rap side, I'd do a song with Nip. Me, Nip, and Hov would be crazy on like a Kanye beat or something like that. Okay. But Hov's still here, so that wouldn't have to be AI. But that's just like an ideal.
Yeah. No, just put it together.
And then like Wayne too, I would love to work with Wayne, but that wouldn't have to be AI either. He's still here. Yeah. And then I don't know on the AI side, because I'm thinking like, what vocalists would I want to work with too? Like what other people that made music or people that have passed that was maybe producers and stuff like that. But a lot of people I rock with still here, with the exception of Nip. as far as rap music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tupac could be crazy to work with too, just to even be in the studio and just catch them gems, like just to sit in a session with him, you know what I mean? Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That's dope. What do you think is the future for artists and how they build fan bases? And what are you excited for in terms of tools and tech that are popping up?
I think the future for fan base building to me seems to be cross marketing. Like, where can I put my song? Where can I put my face? Where can I be? What can I bring into my world? How can I put my song as the background to this appearance when I do this commercial? Like, for a rapper's brand or for any brand, really, it's like, even from a clothing perspective, from a tech perspective, like, how do you cross market a platform into multiple arenas? How do I get music athletes on this platform, people that make music on this platform, maybe just people that are influencers, you know what I mean? Like, this platform succeeds as we all succeed and vice versa. So I think it's cross marketing, like being able to be, because it's happening so much now, being able to be the YouTube dude that boxes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like building your platform here and taking your talents to there.
Yeah.
And it happens, I think that's a large reason why you even see, not to keep using LeBron, LeBron's like Michael Jordan right now, so it's easy to use.
Yeah.
In reference to fame, it's easy to use LeBron. But there's a reason he's so big, and it's not just because he's the best, it's also because he played in a lot of places. There's diehard LeBron fans in Cleveland, diehard LeBron fans in LA, diehard LeBron fans in Miami.
Yeah. So
it's like, I think that's the thing, he cross-marketed himself across the states. So I think that's the future of marketing for any brand or building any brand, is making sure that your brand is utilized in different platforms, different areas. Even if it's like events, sponsoring events, throwing events, having those relationships in different ways where people know your brand for different things. Oh, you might be a rapper, but we always come to your parties, they lit. Or you might be an artist, but we always come to your events, they lit. You build this community. Or you might be a dude that throws events and you might represent an artist and be like, I want to throw events on your behalf. Cross-marketing, you know what I mean? Making your name known in multiple spaces so that it's valuable in different spaces. And then the second one was the most...
and then in terms of tools and tech, like, what are you excited for?
I'm excited for AI, honestly, because I feel like it's going to make so many things crazy. Like, what happens, I don't know nearly enough about this type of thing, but like, what happens when they make an AI is there an AI that can go into like a quantum computer or whatever, like a supercomputer? Like, is there AI that can go at that fast speed where they can like crack encrypt this shit like Bitcoin?
Why would that be cool for you?
I mean, it's not cool, but it's exciting. That's like a new frontier of technology. That means everything has to be reassessed. Because somebody with that type of technology can turn the lights and water off in the whole United States if they wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, hypothetically speaking. So it's like, I think that's a crazy idea. And then even the things that we can't do, like just things that we can't conceptualize, the pressure of the matter of space or some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Some shit our computers just can't sort out. It's like, if there was a faster, stronger AI like that could, I don't know, it just seemed like it would make everything stronger, better, have to make everything improved, right? Like, everything would be at risk immediately.
Yeah, it would change a lot of things.
For sure. It would change global security. Like, everything would be at risk immediately. So I feel like that's probably the craziest, most exciting thing. And then outside of that, though, I'm not going to lie, I'm excited to see where electric vehicles go, because I know that there's like a big push for vehicles to be electric. And I'm a person that's into cars. I'm not necessarily like a truist where I'm super into engines. I do love the sound of cars, but I'm not like a motorhead where I know how to build an engine. I love the inline six or the V8. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that type of dude where I love
car show lately.
I do go to car shows a lot though, yeah, for sure. But
no beef though.
You said what happened?
No beef.
Oh, no car show beef. Oh, not those type of car shows either. I go to side shows. But yeah, I'm excited to see where electric vehicles go, because they're going to be so fast and so good. It's going to be crazy.
That's dope.
It's going to be like iRobot kind of eventually, because they're going to be so fast that it's like, if everybody, but I don't know if they would raise the speed limits to go that high, obviously. Maybe they would if all the cars were autonomous. Eventually they would raise the speed limits because it's safe. But it seems like the speed limits are set where the speed limits are. But yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to though.
That's tight. So besides Rivet, obviously, what 3 icons on your phone can you not do without? Like
total.
I can
No-
do it
no
all.
loopholes.
Oh, no loopholes. Okay, photos. Love taking pictures. I got a child too, so I take pictures of my daughter all the time. She loves taking videos too, so every morning she runs to my room and she'll be like, let's take videos, and she'll go on Instagram and go through all the little filters and take
Yeah.
videos where there's 10 of her head and shit like that. So the camera is A1. I love taking photos, capturing moments and stuff like that.
You can't have photos.
I can't use
Just the
photos.
camera.
Oh, those are two
You're
different
gonna
apps.
use 2 of them.
Damn! Wait, you said I can only get 2 of them?
No, you got 3.
I get 3. Damn, I forgot. Camera and photos, different apps. So I need them both.
That's 2.
You got 1 more.
Oh.
Okay. So no text.
I had to bite the bullet.
Okay.
I have to do it because would I rather have all text or no text? That's the question.
Yeah.
And I feel like all text is kind of obnoxious. Like, you gotta text me.
Yeah.
I'm texting all the time. I can't handle nothing.
Yeah.
No calls.
Don't call me.
I couldn't Zoom because I don't got Safari
Yeah,
or Zoom.
nothing
You know
else.
what I'm saying? So it's
Catch me in person.
but text me. That
Set
might be
up
kind
a
of
time.
hard, though. I'm not gonna lie. If it was like I could only text, set up a time, I'm locked in, we got 30 minutes to text. You know? I'm like Chat GPT. I'm like AI in this bitch, low key. You gotta text me and you gotta text me the right thing. Otherwise, this shit not gonna go.
It's not gonna compute.
But no, I feel like I have to go phone, picture, camera.
Done.
Because yeah, man, that's what the fuck we had growing up. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even have picture
keep it
camera.
simple.
We just
Yeah.
had phone. I remember I had phone, and then I remember I had phone with the slide and text keyboard. Oh, I was the man. I was texting so fast. Couldn't nobody text faster than me.
The ones that had you have to hit it 3 times to hit the
Yeah,
C.
yeah. It's cooked
I was
for
good
that.
at that. I was good at that too.
You had that T9 though.
Yeah.
Where you can do little shortcuts and
Yeah.
shit.
That's fire.
That is fire. T9 was fire.
So I got you one more trivia question. What's the third from bottom Insta post on your page about?
The third from the bottom?
Yeah. A, cover of Quarter Thing.
It's not that.
B, Barcelona post. C, you at MCA.
Oh, is it cover recorded thing? I know my Instagram at the bottom, I think it's like Tupac in his hospital bed with the middle fingers up. That's like from 2015 or something like that. And then Barcelona Way is down there. But is it third from the bottom? Because I was in Barcelona. Yeah, Barcelona Way.
Correct.
Yeah. Because I was in Barcelona before Quarter Thing.
Yeah, okay.
So Quarter Thing has to be after that.
Some nice deduction.
Yeah.
I see
You know what's crazy? That's funny that you just said that. Where's my phone at, bro? I hope it's still open. He said that was some nice deduction.
I see you. Just breaking it down. Okay, we got Tupac. We got.
Yeah.
I like it.
Damn, wait, where is it, bro? Oh, yeah. You know, this is my specialty. You feel me? Deductive reasoning is my specialty. That's so hilarious that you just said that. I've used the word deductive reasoning 3 times today to other people. Somebody just sent me something else, and it was like a quiz or some shit, and I was like,
Boom. It was like, the ones in, I know, just used
that's my key to life. Oh, the key to life, kids out there, lock in on deductive reasoning. First, you need information. First key to deductive reasoning, information. Because if you don't have information, then it doesn't matter you just look at all the options the same. You know what I'm saying? But if you get yourself some information,
Then what you do next?
now you are armed. Once you are armed, you are prepared. You know what I'm saying? To defend or to attack.
Okay.
So when you get them options, first you have to find what you can defend from. I was defending myself from the quarter thing.
Allegations.
No, from the
Quarter thing allegations.
From the quarter thing option. That was the first attack. I'm like, is it quarter thing? No, defend that shit. Whoop. Is it this? Nah, the MCA post was later because it was with my daughter, and I didn't even post my daughter at first. And I've only posted it once because I don't really post my family like that.
That's
so I'm
cool.
like, all right, that was way later. So through deductive reason, I found out where to attack. Boom, boom. You gotta block that jab. You gotta parry the right.
Ali.
Then you left hook.
Ali Purp.
You know what I'm saying?
I see you. No, that's fire. So I got 2 more questions. So you got 2 for 3. I think you're the best on this trivia since we started this.
Because they don't know themselves. The key is you gotta know
That's another
yourself.
key, kids.
That's another key. Deductive reason. Other key, know yourself.
I got 2 more. So what 4 words would people who see you not describe you as?
Damn. They wouldn't describe me as Forward, I don't know. Because how do I know what they would describe me as? You know what I'm saying? Somebody might look up and be like, buddy, that's goofy. First thing I was going to say was goofy. Ain't nobody finna just meet me and be like, dude, that's a goofy.
You can say that.
But somebody might meet me and be like, dude, that's a goofy. But I can guarantee you they're a goofy. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. But maybe goofy.
That's one.
That's one. I can't call it, man. How I can't define it. Because I can't look through someone else's eyes, bro.
You gotta try. What would you want them to not?
It's perspective. Because I was gonna say poorly dressed, goofy, but somebody might see me and be like, "Bro's dressed terrible right now."
Lying.
But then again, they probably dress crazy. But it's just perspective. You know what I'm saying? To somebody that live in the wilderness, they see me kicking it. They like, "Bro, you're not prepared for shit. You don't got your flog boots on.
Yeah.
You don't got no camouflage. What the fuck is you doing?" And to me, I'm
pray.
like, And to me, I'm like, you tripping, gang. You got on overalls. Like, we in Chicago, bro. Like, we not on that. So I don't know, man. It's hard to answer them type of questions because I couldn't truly define what somebody else would say. But I wouldn't want somebody to say I was poorly dressed. I wouldn't want somebody to say I stink. But see, somebody might not like cologne and shit like that, so they might be like, this nigga smell crazy right now. Like the Jamie Foxx stand-up. But no, I wouldn't want somebody to say I stink when they meet me. I wouldn't want somebody to say I was poorly dressed. I wouldn't want somebody to say I was rude. And I wouldn't want somebody to say, goofy. But I don't care if somebody say I'm goofy, but the other ones are kind of character traits. Okay. Like if you stink, that's about you. You know what I'm saying?
So wrong.
If you think that's something, that's like almost being rude. Like, man, you rude as hell. You always stink.
Respect my nose.
Like you stink all the time, man. Like you gotta get that sorted out. But that's probably it.
Dope. And what 3 people do we need to invite on this podcast? The Fanarchy podcast.
The 3 people that you need to invite on this podcast. You need Chance on here. You need Zoo on here. And you need Reese on here.
Dope. Yeah. And that's a wrap. Fanarchy, we out.
If you're watching this, you have an audience interacting with you, coming to your events, buying stuff from you, and tons more.
Rivet plugs into all that and tells you who your top fans are so that you can target them in a more personalized way. With Rivet, you can put your fan engagement on autopilot, deepen your fan relationships, and take your sales all the way up. Join our exclusive beta today at rivet.app and take your community and creative business to the next level for free.